But hey,
Right.
welcome to our first episode. Our working
Yeah.
title is the Min-Max Show. We are three MMO players who want to talk about MMOs, and so we thought together, why not put together a little show and we'll chat among ourselves and with all you folks. And so this is our first real episode. We're still in the works. You can tell by the fact that we are 12 minutes late and we still are in the middle of getting everything set up, which is fine.
Crap, I thought we were on time.
What's that?
I thought we were on time. I thought we were starting at 8:15.
Oh, did we say that? Did I get it wrong?
I thought I could be wrong. No, I'm probably wrong.
So I have in the document 8 p.m., but hey, that's fine. We can always do it at 8:15. I know that we had a great GMA community night for trivia. Katsumoto did win the UK history portion of it.
Ooh.
He better win the UK history of it, so yeah. So I'm Kennethan. For those who don't know, I've been an MMO player for many years, playing Dr. J. Camelot the first time back in 2001 or 2, okay, and off and on playing all the different games, currently sub to WoW Classic and WoW Retail. I just want to count anyways, okay, so yeah, and I got 4 kids, and one of them is my son who lives with me, and he's got his 100+ level character in WoW, but also he enjoys Final Fantasy 14.
5 kids?
Oh yeah, okay. Well, that's all now. He's 5 kids now. Okay, yeah.
I'm too old to be his kid, so
it's an inside joke. I call Kenneth and Dad, and I'll explain why later.
All right, so that's me. How about you, Joe? Who are you?
Who am I? Oh man, that's you just heard a big portion of current events, but and hopefully my microphone's better now that I turned off all those other redundant microphone in the mixer. Not sure why this software did that, but as far as MMOs go, I mean, if you want to go way back, I started out with Meridian 59, which was a text-based MUD.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
You did MUDs, huh?
And,
Wow.
yeah, I played that one and a couple of smaller MUDs. But Meridian 59 is the most popular, although today you say that not very many people know what I'm talking about. Because that was the mid-90s, I would say, up until the late 90s. Although there are some people that still play them, which is amazing.
Right. Yep.
But when Everquest came out in 90, at the end of 98, beginning of 99, I believe, I started playing that. I played that till 2004. I did dabble in other games, Dark Age of Camelot, and some of the other game, Anarchy Online, Star Wars Galaxy, stuff like that came out along the way. And then moved on to World of Warcraft, and I got into Elder Scrolls Online when that came out, and I've tried Final Fantasy several times, and I just don't dig it. But yeah, that's pretty much I do. There's some of SWTOR and some of the other games I do dabble in, but mainly it's World of Warcraft and Elder Scrolls Online for me as far as MMOs go. And I am kind of looking forward to trying out the MMO coming out from Amazon Game Studios here this year.
The New World.
Yeah, the thing is, it does have a heavy PvP element to it, which I'm off and on about, but I'm willing to give it a try. I want to see what a lot of money, because they've got a lot of money to put behind that game, and I kind of want to see what they do with it.
Well, don't you want to be a tryhard?
Well, kind of.
Just kidding.
The thing is, with World of Warcraft, as you know, that game keeps you pretty busy. You don't have time for other games.
Let me test yourself. Calvinus is my chat saying that his first game was a game called The Forthcoming. I've never heard
MMO?
of it before. Yeah, it says first MMO.
I've never even heard of it either.
Like he said, look at it. Looked it up, says it's the massively multiplayer RPG action I just never heard it before. I'm like, what? That was his first MMO? I never heard of it, so I gotta do some looking into it. But that's testing you guys, okay? But hey, how about you,
No.
Donovan?
Oh,
What's
it's like
your
it's like Ultima.
so about you and your MMO
You know, just
pedigree?
been playing since Guild Wars 1 days, World of Warcraft, Aeon, City of Heroes, City of Villains, Tabula Rasa.
Hmm.
It goes on and on. Actually, you know, right now I'm AFK fishing right now on Black Desert Online. If you haven't noticed, that's my character. The thing I love about this game is that you could actually make progress, and you're not. I'm not even
Yep.
doing anything. This is passive income. You know, those of you guys who are into business, I love games where you can make passive income. But
yeah, I was like, Calvin is telling us that he is more MMO than all of us. So I'm like, what? I don't know about
I
that,
doubt
Calvin. Maybe
well,
we
he
maybe we
does
have
play
you as a
Black Desert
guest sometime,
Online,
okay?
and that's kind of hardcore, man. So, but anyways,
Well, I know that he does dabble, or he has been dabbling in different MMOs like BDO, including, but but okay.
But yeah, I mean, I just been playing RPGs and MMOs for the longest time, and I have a YouTube channel called Whiskey and RPGs. I just started getting back into it. I'll be uploading this on my YouTube channel as well, with the permission of these guys. So thank you for that.
Yep.
And yeah, I got some episodes coming up, and you know, beyond, tune in for that. And yeah, that's about it.
Our plan is to do this every Friday, except that next Friday we're off because of different things happening. So we'll be doing the next one in 2 weeks, but our plan is to do it every Friday at 8 p.m. Pacific because, hey, we love MMOs. We love chatting about it. We love chatting with all you guys. So we don't have a really standard format or deck. We're going to talk about big MMOs, small MMOs, and just chat about stuff, okay? Because I guess for me, it's not a big MMO per se, but I heard people talking about Temtem.
All right.
And I'm like, what? It's like a Pokemon RPG MMO. And I'm like, what the? I'm like, whatever, okay. I mean, like, you guys, have you heard of Temtem before? It's not really a big MMO, but
it's actually pretty big.
Is it?
Big in hype. It didn't actually come out when it went on early access. I think yesterday or 2 days ago, and that's what everybody's playing. And yeah, I saw Dr. Heels stream it, and he seemed to be having a fun time. But I can't get past the sort of cartoony aesthetic. I'm sort of a graphics snob, so that's one of the biggest hurdles for me for getting into the game. But hey, if you're into Pokemon, well, you don't want to get out there and you know get you don't like Sunshine, you don't like Pokemon Go, then I think this is the perfect alternative.
Yeah. Well, Super Shadow is going to get it too. He mentioned it. It was mentioned on the show this morning for Hear Me Out. I'm like, what? As I'm looking at it, Temtem, like the name itself, I'm like, oh, interesting. A Pokemon MMO. So he's going to try to play it, but he couldn't get it to work or couldn't download it. I forget what it was. It wouldn't take his PayPal. But yeah, I've heard others are playing it too, All right. Okay, that's curious. That's the first thing I just didn't know what that was. So what do we have for a big MMO stuff coming? We just mentioned, Gio mentioned about the Amazon one. Was it the New World? That's coming out in March, I think. That looks pretty cool. So what do you guys know about it?
I mean, there's some from the Asian market that are maybe getting greenlit to come over here, but as far as the hype goes, I would say that's the one that seems to be grabbing people's interest a lot lately. But we don't know what to expect because it's coming from Amazon Game Studios, which is pretty new. And they haven't really done anything. So we don't know what to expect out of it.
Right.
All we've seen is little snippets of gameplay, and what they're telling us. And I think a lot of us are kind of being understandably cynical and about these game companies and what they say, because we've just all been burnt by pre-orders and by thinking that this game coming out just by the gameplay alone, oh, that looks like it's going to be awesome, and then we get it, downloaded onto our hard drive, and it's not good. And I'm the same way. I want to be excited about it, but I really, I'm trying to reel myself back in because I'm definitely not pre-ordering anything, as tempting as some of the packages look. But when they put it out on beta, I will be definitely giving it a try. As far as that Pokemon game you just mentioned, I love Pokemon. And I think that the dumbed down graphics are because their intention is to put it on mobile and for it to run well on mobile and for them to probably milk us to death with shop items to purchase for it.
The bane of all hardcore gamers.
Yeah,
I hadn't thought about that.
Because even by Nintendo / Pokemon graphics standards, maybe I'm wrong, but from the gameplay that I saw, they didn't even look as good as the most recent Pokemon games. So I don't know, man. I'm not really on board, I don't think, on that one.
Someone's having a seizure, Ken.
Yeah.
Oops. So Solomon, about you, about the New World? What are your thoughts on that one?
Oh, I really didn't keep up with it. I just finished recording an episode, but that's one of the I didn't hear anything about that game this past week, so I didn't include anything. But other than the fact that I'm pretty hopeful, because again, for us MMO players, it's pretty slim pickings, and I'm hoping the forest and the giantness of Amazon will probably pump some hype and life into the genre that we all love. But Esther Jaws deal said, like, I've been burnt before, so I'm cautiously optimistic about it, but I'll definitely will be checking it out. Just because it floats our what do you call it? It's right up our alley, even more so than Temtem. So
right. Definitely more so than Temtem, at least my point. But that's a good. What you guys said is true to me too. I just signed up for the beta, by the way. You can sign up for the beta with your Amazon account. That's also another plus. So that'd be a great way to see how it's going to play out.
There is another game.
Yeah, what's
that I had mentioned late last year, and apparently it was announced on such a small site that I was one of the only people that knew about it. So I'm going to put it out there again because it has been announced on some larger sites now. So hopefully it's more legit. But being that I went through a period in life where I was one of those nerds that played Magic the Gathering quite a bit.
Right.
There is a Magic game that is supposed to be an MMORPG called Magic Legends.
All right.
That is going to be in beta sometime this year. Now, I'm a little more hyped for that than the Amazon product, just being that I played the card game for
that's awesome.
Quite a while, and I love the lore and whatnot behind it. I do know that it was rather frowned upon by the church I was attending at the time, but especially when I was, in mentorship, being trained to become a pastor. They're like, a pastor shouldn't be playing that kind of stuff, but I did it anyway, and I was just fine. I love
Isn't
Jesus.
that the very definition of legalism?
Well, they were a very legalistic Nazarene church. They had. I don't want to knock them down in case we have any Nazarenes in the chats, but there were definitely some things in their doctrine that I was like, okay, well, there were some things that were born out of racism and whatnot that I was like, oh, this is kind of bad form. That's not biblical at all. That's just some guy that, God told me that we're not allowed to dance, and you shouldn't be saying amen while the while the pastor's teaching and things like that. And I was like, oh, I see where that's coming from. And that's not biblical. But anyway, I'm kind of I'm wildly again. I'm pulling myself back. But if it's the vision that I have in my head, which it probably isn't, I think that may be pretty good. Now, I'm not saying it's a World of Warcraft killer or anything like that, but I think it should be pretty enjoyable. Hopefully, while we wait for Pantheon or something to come out, like 10 or 15 years from now.
Or Camelot and Chain.
Well, maybe you could fill me in, because if you go to MMORPG.com, they actually were able to get an interview with the executive producer Stefan Ricoas or something. And he actually goes in depth about sort of the mechanics. So it is confirmed to be an action RPG. It is confirmed to be an MMO, and it is confirmed that your skills will be based on actual cards. Like, you have a deck of 12 cards, and like you play like 4 at a time or something like that. I tried covering it today when I recorded my episode, but it's like I don't know anything about the game, and so you probably could fill me in on a lot of like what the game is about. But I think you do. I think you're right to be a little cautiously optimistic, because this is Perfect World Entertainment that we're talking about, who owns who's making Cryptic Studios, and a lot of people are very angered that this company is going to take it to pay to win microtransactions.
Well, but these are the guys who do Star Trek Online,
right? Pay to win.
I have Kepin's Online.
Yeah, pay to win.
I mean, and they also have other ones.
Perfect World, Pay to Win.
Yeah, okay, I know.
Well,
of course, like Frontiers and
is the wrong company to be aligned with. It absolutely is. Now, again, we're getting very little information. I mean, what you read there is pretty much the chunk of it. The image that I'm getting in my head, I don't know if any of you have ever, they're kid-based games. Naturally, when I say them, you're going to laugh, but I did play them with my kids for a while, like Pirate 101 and Wizard 101, where, especially the Wizard 101, you would utilize, you had cards that you would utilize during battle. And it was more of a turn-based fight style, and I would still be okay with that. It's not my favorite. I would rather have something that's action based, but I guess if they went that route, I'd be okay with it, because I just don't. I don't know how they're going to implement the whole thing, if they were just going to utilize the lore and kind of step aside from the cards, because they already have a digital version of Magic the Gathering that you can play online, which again is just like all the other card games. You got to keep up with the card decks. You got to have your wallet out at all times and keep up with them. And it's very, I just started playing that Eternal, and I already see that I'm going to be having to throw money at it. And I think I'm about to delete it off my hard drive. Because
it's free to play. I've been playing a little bit. That's a good point. Once you get to the point of certain levels.
If you want to stay competitive, you're going to have to buy the card decks. There's no way you're going to be competitive and get away with it for free.
Now, is Perfect World Entertainment in charge of that one too, or is it entirely different company?
Eternal?
Yeah, the card game you were talking about.
Yeah, you get it off of Steam.
Oh, okay.
The card game is a different company, right? It's
I can't remember.
Well, I'm looking at my Steam page right now.
It's not Perfect World though.
Okay.
No, it is. I'll tell you in a minute. Direwolf.
There you go.
Never heard of them.
I have. I've seen them at PAX. I don't know all their games they do, but yeah. But that's interesting. I mean, because think about it. I mean, that's the thing about me. I played Magic the Gathering too, card game. Also played the variety of different versions that have been electronic. They're trying to capture the zeitgeist of trading card games, like you see Hearthstone, everybody else. And the fact that they're making a MMO, how you take the whole planes, or sorry, not planes, the land types, and turn it into playing the game, because you literally are the idea of a mage or whatever it is, right? And you're casting spells and doing things and trying to battle somebody else. So turning it to MMO, I mean, I can see it like a PvP type thing. It was more, but it's gonna be interesting how you actually turn it into MMO.
I'm trying to think if any game has done that. Not really.
I welcome it. I think MMOs in general have been stagnant. So for them to, do something that, in my opinion, hasn't been seen before, like, I think that's pretty amazing.
Oh, fair enough. Oh yeah, I agree with that.
I just think they have the wrong companies backing them. Because you're right, that whole Perfect World Cryptic Studios thing really does rub me the wrong way.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that it can't be done, but it's the same thing that happened with Lord of the Rings Online. Is they got ate up by one of those smaller studios and more money hungry studios, and
right,
completely ruined it, really.
Okay.
Although now I'm in the wind in the rumor mill, Amazon's also working on another MMO, an updated version of Lord of the Rings. So
yeah,
that's
heard
true.
that too.
Yeah, but we'll see if that happens.
Interesting. Oh, yes, that's good.
Yeah.
That's good to know about those different kind of games. So, what else are you aware about that may have popped up recently, news-wise, regards to MMOs?
I know that Elder Scrolls Online, I have not been playing that, unfortunately, but they just had a new DLC come out. What was that called? Gray something.
Yeah, it's not quite a Skyrim, but they're talking about that.
Oh, I don't know if anything else has came out about the new Skyrim, but
well, I thought that the idea was they that's been talking about, like the next or it should be the next DLC should be like people putting themselves into the Skyrim area.
Right.
Yeah, I can't really offer much. I never really got into ESO.
I love ESO. That's kind of the one that I go back to now when I need a break from World of Warcraft, which seems to happen every 3 months.
I get it.
Yeah.
I get it.
Because I tend to get in these games and then I just like I play hardcore and I give all of my energy to it, and then after 3 months of doing that, I'm just I need something different.
Right.
Greymore is the name of it. But I haven't played it myself yet. It looks cool. And well, this doesn't really say much about it, but see the Vampire Lord is in it, but which makes me curious. But it does.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I was just saying, did they added the vampires like last year though, right? Like in. Oh no, actually, you know what? Never mind. I was thinking of the Skyrim DLC. See, that's
yeah.
So never mind.
They did add a necromancer with the last major expansion, which that's my main now. When I do play it, I love it. And then World of Warcraft, of course, had patch 8.3, which I have been playing a ton of. And my word, that it is so obvious that those layoffs they did last year, it is so obvious that they do not have the people doing quality assurance there right now.
Wow,
because
that's interesting.
It was buggy as all get out. They've worked a lot of them out now. a week and a half-ish later. It's running pretty good now, but that first few days was not a fun experience, and we were actually running a lot of the new content. A lot of us were not receiving the loot, or not receiving the appropriate loot for what we were doing.
Huh.
And there was a lot of lag in the new areas.
Yeah, my son mentioned about there was some bug going on that apparently the forums know about, and he might have to send a ticket in. So now I hadn't thought about it was. I thought it was because it's an old bug that was there, but I hadn't thought about the recent patch overall that he's experiencing is showing the bug.
Yeah, it's like I say, it's very obvious that they rushed this out, and then immediately after they pushed 8.3, they canceled 8.35, which has me really concerned. Because normally that is like the pre-patch for the next expansion, and has you going in and doing a lot of special things to get you prepared for the next expansion. And now it's like, wait, so this is it? And then they're just going to do the expansion. And Kickstand saying it's still buggy. Yeah, there's still a lot of bugs in it, but they did fix a lot as well. But they shouldn't have had to do that.
So you're talking about the patch that's coming up that will be pre-patched to Shadowlands?
Right. They said that is canceled.
What?
Okay,
Yeah.
that doesn't make sense. I mean, I think
It
they would
doesn't.
probably. I mean, what are they going to do at Shadowlands then? It's going to be.
Well, I guess
I don't know.
I have no idea. I have
they're
no
just going
idea.
to launch it all one time.
Maybe it was an early April Fool's joke.
Wait, so what
Let
was
me
going to be what was going to be entailed in the update prior to Shadowlands then?
Well, like I said, normally what they do, or what they've been doing for the past several expansions, is they'll have a 0.5 that'll come out roughly 2 or 3 months before the expansion is released, and it will have all kinds of little quests that are leading up to that expansion. They also normally will have catch-up mechanics for getting your alts geared up in case maybe you're wanting to, switch what class that you're playing, or perhaps you really you weren't hitting the grind like other people, or maybe you took a long break from the game and you're just coming back for the expansion and you want to get geared up and not get totally crushed when you enter into the new areas. So you would have that, and you would have some story in there that kind of helped segue into and transition you into the new content.
Right.
And I've really been pretty happy with those patches. I had a lot of fun with the lead up to Legion. The Battle for Azeroth lead up was all right. It was pretty good. It's Battle for Azeroth, as you guys know, I took a whole year away from the game, so obviously there was a problem somewhere there.
Yeah.
And I was really kind of looking forward to it, because I just really, even they fixed a lot with Battle for Azeroth, but it still just is something that I'm wanting to get away from. I'm really looking forward to Shadowlands and
Right.
getting out of this mess. And to hear that Ian Hazzikostas state that patch has been canceled because they just aren't going to have the time to put into it is really disappointing. But it also at the same time kind of says, you know what, they're just wanting to do the same thing. I think they're wanting to get away from BFA as soon as possible.
Fair enough.
And just forget it happened. I don't know.
Well, that's the thing. Go ahead, Solomon.
No. It's your turn.
Well, I was going to say is that the biggest thing I thought about the Blizzard BlizzCon announcement of Shadowlands was even though there are people still playing Classic, people that we know, it can in a sense kind of killed Classic. People jump back into Shadowlands, back into retail to get ready for Shadowlands. So they're getting the guild, they're rating, they're leveling up, they're enjoying the content, even though they know this is BFA. They're just getting prepared so that when Shadowlands hits, they're hit the ground running. Like you said, there's always that up and down. Every other expansion seems to be good, and Battle of Azeroth was the bad one. The Legion was a good one, so now we're set for another good one.
If it continues the pattern, then yes, this should be the good one. And honestly, I kind of have hopes that it will. There were just a lot of things that, of course, this is easy for the consumer to say, but there were a lot of things that we were expecting with Battle for Azeroth, just by the name alone, that didn't manifest themselves. And I really don't wanted to talk about the raid, but I don't want to spoil it for people who haven't, at the very least, gone on YouTube and watched the end cinematic for the raid. But I will I will just say that it's very disappointing. It's kind of like, I'll relate it to, because we all go watch movies, I think. It's kind of like those movies where the end happens, the screen goes black, and then the credits start rolling, and you're like, wait, that's really how they're going to end it? That's it?
Yeah.
And then you start thinking of all the ways that they could have ended it well. The end cinematic, or there's actually 2 or 3 cinematics technically to it, but when you're doing the quest line, that is, the way that the villain of this expansion is dispatched is just beyond logic. I don't understand. It was so silly, and I knew they were going to do that too. I just like, they're going to do the easy way, and they did. They did the easy thing, and it's really weird to me because supposedly for the last 3 expansions, they've had an author, pretty decent one. I've read several of her books and loved them. That's been writing a lot of the storylines for them, and I just don't see the quality of story that I've read in her books put into the game. Now, I'll give you that Legion. I thought Legion was pretty well done. I loved Legion. I still like going and messing around over in those zones once in a while, but not Suramar, because I spent way too much time there. That's different. But man, I was hoping we'd kill Sylvanas. Oh, no. Of course we're not going to kill Sylvanas. She's going to have a redemption arc. Come on. They're not going to. But the thing is, they do have, oh gosh, I am going to blank on her name now, but I see who they're going to have take over the Forsaken, the Undead. It's pretty obvious what they're going to do. It's going to be more of a banishment kind of thing. I don't think we're actually going to kill her. Again, I'm also thinking of, it's Blizzard. They're going to do something simple. So I'm pretty sure it's going to be like a banishment thing, and we'll deal with her later, like in the next expansion after this, which will, again, be the bad one, as Kennethan said. I know, that's pessimistic. I'm sorry, but no, I'm not sorry. I'm not sorry.
Well, we'll have to wait and see, okay? So.
Yeah.
Okay.
Still want to kill her? Well, you can pretend.
So I know that Solomon does not play WoW, right?
Right.
I haven't played since Wrath of the Lich King.
Well, buddy, keep those good memories. Don't come back.
Except that Shadowlands, when they showed that trailer at BlizzCon about Sylvanas going to the Lich King, I'm like, what? That drew me in, because I said my favorite expansion was Lich King. I'm like, what are they going to do?
Oh, yeah.
With Icecrown Citadel? Now they're going to go to Shadowlands. Like, I'm excited about just trying that out, see what happens next.
It'll be good. It'll be good. But I'm with you, and I'm with Solomon. Like, that of course, I've got one of my buddies, Kickstand Colby, in the chat here, who, is part of the reason why that time period was so awesome to me was the social experience. There were, 15 million people playing on a daily basis at the time, and just everybody I knew was playing. Like, I couldn't get away from it. If I wore a World of Warcraft shirt to church, like, I would get like 5 or 6 people that would, dads like me, that would walk up to me and, "Oh, you play that too? Oh man, I play that too. I'm on this and this server. And what server are you on?" And I remember wearing it to my dentist office one time and had some of the other patients come up to me. "Yeah, I play that too.
Nice.
Yeah."
Yeah.
It was just an awesome time to be playing the game, and
Yeah.
I mean it, and it was fun. It was fun. It was still the grind that Classic was, not quite as bad, but it was a special time to be playing the game, and it really, it was really sad to see what happened after Cataclysm hit.
Yeah.
And man, I was so excited for Cataclysm because that cinematic with Deathwing was
It
so
was interesting.
awesome.
Yeah.
Man, I was ready for it, and then it just, ugh.
Yeah.
Wasn't that
All right.
bad?
I'm gonna I went to a website. I wanted to find out what MMOs are coming out in 2020.
Okay.
Okay, just to have a like some of these I've heard about. Obviously, a new world we've heard about. Magic Legends of MMO type we heard about. Core Punk.
Oh yeah, that's the top-down cyberpunk-ish action
Right.
RPG.
Okay.
It kind of has that also toonish looking graphics too. I think you might actually enjoy it, Ken.
Okay.
But
All I have here is a gun called Starbase.
never heard of that
Never heard
one.
one either. Okay.
That looks okay.
Last Oasis.
Never heard of that one.
Last Oasis, that's a Korean game, right?
Might be. It's a
99% it's Korean.
Well, no,
probably.
because I saw something on it, an interview with one of the devs, and it actually looked pretty good.
interesting.
Unfortunately, I don't speak Korean,
Yeah.
but I probably
Well,
should learn it because I like
it's a
MMOs, and
woodpunk-
there's a lot coming out of
A
there.
woodpunk themed MMO set in a future where the Earth doesn't spin, leaving the planet with just 2 extreme environments.
Right.
One scorching hot and one frozen wasteland. All right, so next one here is Pantheon, Rise of the Fallen, which has been talked about for a while. Okay, so
Yeah.
I don't know if we actually have. They said it's a TBA release date, so I guess we're always hoping for that.
Well,
For how long?
Okay, guys, Pantheon has been being worked on for, I want to say, nearly a decade now.
Wow.
It was it is the love child of several of the original guys from EverQuest.
Okay.
They had all come back together, and they also nabbed a couple of ex Blizzard employees who used to work on WoW Classic through Wrath of the Lich King, I believe. Some of them guys that left the company joined them. It was supposed to be a return to form. They wanted to bring back that's EverQuest style of gameplay where everything was a mystery, and you just go out and you have to hunt for quests. There's no exclamation marks or anything like that. You've got to figure that all out yourself.
Really old school.
And you have to group up with people. There's no going out solo. It looked pretty cool. I liked the graphics. I liked the way it ran. I liked the fight style that they had. But after this long and nothing still, I don't know, guys. I just don't
worry.
know.
I'm a Star Citizen backer. I kind of
get
it.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, the website says, it's like the MMO you've been waiting for is finally coming.
I think it's been on the website for at least 8 years. I'm not. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. Well, this listing shows the release date TBA, even though it says for 2020. So next
I
one
think they have. I'll let you go to the next one, but just real quick, just so you guys understand where I'm with that game. I think that each year that it rolls over to the next year, they just go change that date.
Oh boy. Okay.
Probably.
So the next on the list is Phantasy Star Online 2. So I never played it back, the original one, so to speak, right? Sega has this one coming out, so all right,
that ship's passed for me.
Yeah.
A little too late.
Dual Universe, which I did kickstart. I never really considered it as much of an MMO, okay, but it is. I guess it's they call it a sci-fi simulation MMO. I've seen their updates. They keep updating it. It's supposed to be late 2020. It's a kind of it is sci-fi type thing. So
why does that sound so familiar? Dual
Universe?
I didn't think it was
Nova
an MMO.
Corps does it. I mean, I don't know. It's one of the ones I've kickstarted.
I'm just, as far as Kickstart goes, I'm still waiting for, like you said, Star Citizen.
I didn't do Star Citizen, but the next one on my list is Crowfall. I did kickstart Crowfall, and
I was just gonna mention that when Sir Jazio was talking about Pantheon.
I mean, dude, Crowfall it was supposed to go into beta last year.
Yeah, it's early access right now, it says, and I know I can play it with my level of kickstart, but I'm like, I want to play a more polished game. I've jumped into the game and tried some things, but I'm just ready for the more polished stuff. So I'm not the guy you want to be in there checking stuff out. Cause I don't care to help you develop the game. I just want the game I bought into. So yeah.
I don't know. You sound pretty selfish, Ken. I don't know.
Yeah, how dare you? If they want to change it, then they're the ones making it, not you. If you want the game you want, you need to learn the language and you need to write your own.
Okay. Yeah.
Actually, I'm going off in a little tangent a little bit, but I've actually covered like 2 or 3 MMOs that went on early access on Steam, but they were all made by one-man teams, like just one guy.
Really?
Yeah, and they're and obviously it's an alpha. Yeah, and I was just like, I kind of feel like there's like I wouldn't say like a golden age or a renaissance, but I feel like these are slowly gaining traction. Like 1 or 2 team members making games, not necessarily MMOs, but some of them are, for what it's worth, for having 1 or 2 people. Like some of these MMOs that are in early access are pretty well done, and I can't name them off the top of my head, but when you said that, you said something that reminded me of that for some reason. So, but anyways.
Well, I mean, I know it's not an MMO, but Stardew Valley was just one guy in his bedroom.
Oh, was it really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Just kept plugging away.
And I think I saw something he posted on Twitter that he just passed 10 million.
10 million. Yep.
Yeah.
Yesterday, 10 million. It's pretty
wow,
impressive.
dude. And he just did it in his bedroom. I mean,
I know. Yeah, by himself. Next one on the list here is, I think, a game called Trials of Ascension Exile. Never heard of it.
I haven't either.
Another one here is called Fractured.
That sounds familiar.
Okay. Next one here is called, from NCSoft, Project TL.
Oh yeah, I'm really looking forward to that one.
Okay.
It's supposed to be a sort of an action MMO based on the Lineage lore and franchise. It was actually supposed to be the primary what do you call it, competition against the other one. What's it called? Oh my goodness, I have blanking out on the name.
Fantasy?
Yeah, no, not Arcade.
Final Fantasy?
No, the other top-down action RPG that's in Korea and Russia that everybody wants.
Lost Ark?
Lost Ark, yes, thank you. That one.
Okay.
So that game, Project Teal, was supposed to be Lost Ark's main competitor, but I don't know. They just kept on going silent. But I think NCSoft announced that they're going to go into beta this year, but that probably means only in Korea, though. But I'm hopeful it'll get a Western release because Ark or Lost Ark doesn't seem to. I mean, some signs seem to point that it will get a Western release. Some signs point that it won't. Who really knows at this point? I know a lot of people are complaining about that, but it is what it is.
Well, this list mentions Lost Ark being U.S. release TBA 2020. I know.
Well, they've been shopping. Yeah, it's speculation, but and again, rumor has it that they were shopping around for someone to carry the game in North America, but I kind of don't think it's going to happen at this point.
You have Kakao Games who licensed to Black Pearl Abyss. You also had Arc Age that's been licensed to Tryon Worlds, was it? I think they changed
Dark
names
Age,
again.
yeah. Oh, not Tryon. It's now that German company now, but yeah.
But yeah. But you get what I'm saying. Like, so there. I mean, I think the companies are out there.
Gamigo, it is.
Oh no, is it really them?
Gamigo bought Tryon World stuff. Yeah.
Damn. Okay, never mind. They sort of have the same reputation as like Perfect World Entertainment, but I would argue they have a worse reputation. But anyways.
All right, so yeah, Lost Ark on there. The next one up there is called Chronicles of Illyria. Another one I also kickstarted.
Right.
You know, so I mean, I kickstarted these games because when they were obviously the one that was the Camelot Unchanged, I kickstarted it because of Mark Jacobs. Boop, in the story. Okay. Now
Right.
Crowfall, I bought into the fact that he had a pedigree and what they wanted to do. Same with Chronicles of Illyria. I wanted to get what they said they're doing. Sounds great. Hey, here's some money. And because I've been waiting years now for all these different games, the original plan.
Yeah, I was several of those that you brought up, not there at the end of the list, but there were several at the beginning that I had backed and still waiting for that I was really looking forward to. Dark Age was another one that you and I played in the past, although I was more into EverQuest at that point in time, but I enjoyed the game for what it was. I thought it was really well done, and it was pretty fun. I was really looking forward to Unchained, but
yeah, I played
just as
Arcade
time-
when it first came out, but the land grab got me because I couldn't get any land, and I
Yeah.
said, "Screw this, I'm done."
That's true.
Yeah.
Well, I have Unchained, so if you ever want to jump into it, just let me know.
I don't know. See, it's one of those ships that's sailed. Okay. Yes, I know you can make ships in the game. Okay, but that ship has sailed. Okay. Yeah. So on the list also has a thing called Ascent Infinite Realm.
Wait, what? That sounds so familiar.
Okay,
Blue Hole
I'm in
Games.
the same place. Sounds familiar, but
Company behind PUBG.
Right.
And the MMORPG in works. So this is, I guess, apparently
Oh, Air. That's right.
Ascent Infinite Realm.
Yeah, this is supposed to be a steampunk MMO. I'm really looking forward to this one.
Okay.
So
another one here is called. Sorry, go ahead.
Oh, just real quick. It's there's aerial combat, and there's even mechs, like steampunk mechs in the game, which I'm really looking forward to. Unfortunately, it's well, I don't know. I paint it as unfortunately, but it's going to be a tap targeting MMO, which I mean it works for games, but I feel like it's such a like an old mechanic. But there's a lot of tap targeting games that make it work. But I don't know. Maybe I've just been playing Black Desert and Terra for so long.
I actually thought Ascent had already been in beta.
Maybe in Korea, but wait, they did a beta in Thailand or Southeastern Asia.
Oh, is that it? Okay.
Yeah, they did, but they officially never announced anything in here in the US. But yeah, as somebody who I wouldn't consider myself a huge steampunk fan, but for somebody who is really craving for something different, I think this has a lot of potential.
Mm-hmm.
All right, next up is a game called Identity. Silent Entertainment. I've never heard before. Okay, they call it a new breed of MMORPG. Okay, I don't care. But then comes Ashes of Creation.
That's another that's been sitting around for several years.
Yeah, I know.
What you mean? You don't want a battle royale mode in your MMO? What?
Oh, this is that one.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, not
sorry,
really.
this one 2 years ago at PAX West. they had a Kickstarter party, or people who, right? My son actually saw a panel. We went there. He was talking to the CEO of the company. Really loved what they're talking about, how the game's going to be. And then later on, as time went on, he became a little more soured on what they're going to do.
Everybody
I
did.
don't have a problem with doing the battle royale thing to test their. I think I try to jump in and play it, but because if that's what you want to test your combat system, great. Why not? Okay, go do it. Do a battle royale. So if you're gonna make that part of the whole thing, that your game is going to be an MMO with a battle royale, that'd be a little different.
Well, I think what really irked a lot of people was the fact that it's a Kickstarter game, and
Right.
like all the people who backed the game, none of them, well, maybe one or two, none of them asked for a battle royale mode, and they just said, "Hey, we're gonna make a battle royale mode." That's what I think irritated a lot of people, right? I mean, if they were just a regular, just regular company who wasn't Kickstarted at first, I mean, I don't think it wouldn't have gotten as big as a backlash as it did. But the fact that they're taking these people's money and making a mode that nobody asked for, that's what it really irritated a lot of people.
Well, it's funny. This website's called Nerd Much, and it's like they had this update from January of last year. Things have undeniably gone south for Actors of Creation and Intrepid Studios, mostly thanks to their insistence on releasing the battle royale game that no one wanted in the first place.
Exactly.
But it's like I said, I had no issue with them doing this to test combat. I'm like, okay, fine. It wasn't what I was looking for. I didn't sign up for this, but hey, if that's how you want to test combat, and because you kickstarted this a couple of years ago and battle royales weren't anything out there, and now they are, it makes sense to kind of adapt to the current prevailing trends.
That pie is just so slim, though. You know what I
know.
mean? It's just so saturated, and it's just like I don't know.
Again, I mean, we'll see what happens, right? The next one on the list is Camelot Unchained. Of course, these games that basically have been around for a while, and they still haven't. Next up is City of Titans, which is supposed to be there's actually now 3 try to be like City of Heroes. This one I kickstarted, and it started going, and then it came back up again. Okay, and I remember me and my friend who played Camelot and play Champions Online. I would joke around and say, "Hey, there's a new posting from City of Titans, and it's more lore." There was no gameplay, no pictures, but they actually been working on it, so it's gotten a lot better. Okay. Here's one I've heard about from the massively people called Project Gorgon. People who want to play this game, but I never really bothered with it. You ever heard of Project Gorgon?
Nope.
Right.
Sounds familiar.
Next one is called Dark and Light. Apparently it's an Xbox One. And I'm going to stop. That's the list. It's done. There's more here, but I don't care anymore.
Yeah, I have a friend that plays Dark and Light. Well, did play.
Bro, you forgot about Crimson Desert. Actually,
there
hasn't been any. Yeah, there hasn't been any new news about that, but that's probably one of the few MMOs that I'm.
I just quoted. I said MMORPGs for 2020, and it's like, here's 20.
Really? And they didn't include Crimson Desert? Man, that's a crappy list then.
Well, that's what list? So we go to their list. Let's go to.
Come on, Massively.
Pressure.
I thought
I didn't go to Massively. I don't have a list there. Okay, so.
I forgot what website you were reading.
So GamePressure.com has Camelot Unchained. What now? Crowfall. We already did that one. New World did that one, so the repeats here. Tim. I said we're gonna.
Yeah.
How many repeats are there gonna be here? Mankind Reborn. That's a new one. I never heard it before.
Mankind
Last
Reborn.
Oasis. Missed that one. Magic the Gathering. Yep, did that one. Lord of the Rings from Amazon. That's going to be in 2020. I asked for 2020, it's kind of about next year stuff. Chronicles of Illyria. Ascent, Infinite Realm, Air, as you called it.
Right.
Sea of Titans. Pantheon, Rise of the Fallen.
I feel like there should be more on that list.
Double Universe. What? Oh, no, Dual Universe. Wrong label, okay? Dual Universe. Ashes of Creation. Yep.
Oops.
And then last one here is Fractured. I tell people I'm screwed if all of my Kickstarter games come out at the same time. It's like,
I highly doubt that's ever going to happen.
Thing is, though, is that these different Kickstarter games, they all had something I wanted. Okay, I mean, I like to say Mark Jacobs with regards to Camelot Unchained, kind of being the old Dark Age of Camelot with the RBR type thing, and it sounds pretty good. So yes, the Crowfall with the basically that you have your own place where you can build your own castle and whatnot. So I like building stuff. And the fact that they have these different servers where you can do campaigns with your guild and or alliances, and that basically they would it'd be like a 3, 6 month, 1 year type of things where eventually we wipe it because then nobody can be on top all the time and no young start or a new guild can ever get anywhere. Ashes of Creation had their features I loved about it. I mean, it's all these different games that I would like to see now. Now the question is, all these pieces I like, but no one game has them all, and so it's like, now WoW Blizzard's pretty good at times of like seeing these trends and taking them and putting them in. They don't always work right, but they do these things. So WoW still doesn't have housing yet, even though that would be kind of cool to have your own house.
Still.
I remember when Dark Age of Camelot did housing. I mean, I remember before they launched, we ran over to the area to see where the houses are, and we would find the polls and see which the price would be and try to save our money up, right? The further out you were, it may be cheaper, but then you also waited because if the house wasn't bought right away, it slowly degrade, costs would go down over time. And of course, sometimes you get one so far away, and it was kind of cool because your house became your house. You can decorate what you want to. You can have a store. It was awesome.
Right.
And not all the games have that. I mean, I played Rift. I mean, I know that Star Wars Galaxies had it, but I didn't play much of that game. I know that SWTOR has it now in some respects. So
they're
I haven't
all
played
instanced,
enough of that.
though. In Star Wars: The Old Republic, the housing, they're all instanced.
Yeah, it's necessarily their instance, right?
Yeah. So it isn't really exactly the same like in Galaxies, but I understand what you're saying.
Yeah, that's true. Good point. And that's a very good point. And then Final Fantasy 14 has housing, guild house as well as your house. You have a guild house, or actually it's a free company, and you have your own room in there, and you can decorate it up. But it's still, I want to have more like a Fallout 4 type of feel. I can go chop trees and whatnot and make my thing be totally unique. Not from, I mean, Dragon Age with the last one that came out was kind of cool because you can make your castle the way you want to. But it was still standard stock how you did it. You can make it look your way, but you basically it's not much. Creativity isn't there. Anyways,
right? No, I agree. I know what you mean. It seems like it was just an afterthought that just kind of added at the last minute because it didn't really do anything, even though that mechanic was pretty cool.
Yeah.
But anyways, hell, even Aeon has player housing.
Really?
Yeah, and that game's been out forever, and no one really talks about it. But they have all these features that even World of Warcraft doesn't even have yet, which is pretty interesting.
All right, so
see Fallout. I agree with that with that statement by Kix and Colby.
I don't know. I mean, I like Fallout. I like building stuff.
Speaking of Fallout 76, they're actually introducing settlements with the actual NPCs.
Really?
And you'll have reputation.
Is this for real now?
That's too late. I took it off my hard drive. I'm done.
Yeah.
I mean, they were supposed to have the 1 year anniversary and then do the NPCs, and they said, "Hey, no, we're postponing it. Here's Fallout 1."
Yeah.
And it's like, you can sub to it, and we'll give you your own private servers. And then people are like,
"Oh yeah," but it was like $100 or something like that.
I wanted a Fallout game MMO where I could go and build what I want, my whole unique thing, okay, my way, but I can share it with my friends and family, or a guild or alliance. They can come see my place. Okay, I go see their place. Okay, we're going to build our own place. We're going to build a city. I don't know what it is. Okay, I mean, that's what I wanted, and and it didn't. Yeah, never mind.
Well, they have that feature for Fallout 4. It's a mod called like Fallout Blueprints. I know it's not the same thing because it's not an MMO, but you do have that option.
Well, I know that's what I like about Fallout 4 and all those mods. But the biggest thing is I can't, invite a friend over for coffee.
Right.
Yeah, I was hoping more something along the lines of Rust or the like, that you could get all the resources and make something, and like Jensen was saying, and you can have your friends come on and experience all that together. But Outlaws of the Old West, that's another one that,
which you point out, it shows you that if Bethesda says, well, it's not possible, and like look at Rust or Outlaws of the Old West, it can be done. Okay, I mean,
or Ark,
or Ark.
Yeah,
Ark, even Ark, longer standing than the other games. It's like it's possible to do it, dude. Yeah,
I lost all interest in the 76 now, and I don't know if y'all remember, but when they first announced it, I was on that hype train.
Well, so was I.
Oh man, I was on that hype train.
I got the power armor.
Yeah, you sure.
I bought the limited edition, yo. Like, I don't regret that because I had that power armor, but still, it's like,
Wait, there's a recall on your power armor because there could be mold inside.
No, mine doesn't. It's not that one. It was a different brand.
Oh, was it?
Different color. It was like, I saw Young East talking about. He had one too. I think it had to do with the color white or red. It's not this one, okay? But there was a different version. Old people play some crappy games. Thanks a lot.
Should I get mine out?
I don't know, Dad. I think you should check. We got that coronavirus going around. Might be under there.
Might be.
Well, that's
Ark is the worst. Goodness. I don't enjoy Ark as much as Rust, but it's
Ark
okay.
Ark can be fun. I mean, I started playing it with a friend of mine, and it can be what you want, like say a Fallout 4 type thing, and playing with people. It's not as a MMO because basically there's no RPG portion of it. I mean, it's massive. It's like you can have either a small server of 4 to 10 to 20 people. So it's kind of limited, but it does give you that feature or the ability to actually build something and hunt something. It's just not an RPG.
I didn't like the Isle either. Again, that's just my preference. It's not saying the games that I'm saying I don't like are bad necessarily, except for 76. That absolutely is a horrible game. But so much potential. It had so much potential. Yeah, I didn't like the Isle either.
I mean, Destiny 2 and Anthem were to be kind of like MMOs, but not quite. Because you have multi people there, and it's an RPG, but they don't come the same thing.
Right.
It's
like an online RPG.
I play games that suck. I don't play games that suck. I play World of Warcraft with you.
Yeah.
What are you saying?
Clearly, you are playing a sucky game. Okay. Yeah.
Destiny 2 has vastly improved since they broke off from Activision Blizzard. And
since they have.
I see nothing but good things coming from them, so I'm really happy with
that's fair
statement now. Yeah,
Bungie. I mean, there's been people are talking about Destiny 3 now, just because
Jeez, really?
just a do over.
Yeah, kind of a little bit, but
they don't really need to though. Destiny 2 is a great game, and they've taken it back and got rid of a lot of the things that Activision was trying to sneak in there to, of course, squeeze every little bit of money out of us that they could, which I don't understand. They're a pretty wealthy company. I don't know why they need to do that kind of nonsense, but seems to be the trend.
Yeah.
My only gripe about the Destiny series is that they really made it casual friendly. I think it was kind of blatantly obvious in part 2, but I don't know. As somebody who didn't really play it much, I guess I don't really have that much to gripe about or complain about, but It just feels like a lot of games are going that direction because, mobile games, casual players are on the rise. Matter of fact, I think mobile games actually make more money than your typical console and PC games in general as a industry. So,
well, I mean, we know that's true. We've seen the statistics put up on several of the gaming websites that we all frequent. That if you're going into this as a developer or a publisher wanting to make money, you go mobile.
Right.
You don't waste your time on PC or even on console. You're just not going to make make returns on your investment as quickly as you will on mobile, which I mean, there's no denying it, but it just kind of, for us, I don't want to say true gamers because that's going to make me sound like some elitist jerk, but
no, true gamers, you're right. I mean, the filthy casuals are peasants.
Yeah,
ruining the gaming industry for all of us
that play on PC, and it's even sad that there's a lot of new companies that don't even want to deal with consoles now, which was kind of the new frontier there for a long time, and an easy way to make ends meet as a publisher and, as like I said, as a development company. But now they just as we were talking about earlier about those 1 or 2 man or maybe a dozen people teams get together in their mom's basement and make a little fun game on on their phone that's impossible to pass certain levels without buying a $4.99 pack or $19.99 pack or ridiculous. Some of them like that Mario Kart game I was really enjoying on my phone there for a little bit. I've got to the point where, oh, by the way, if you want to play with non-bots, with real people, you've got to pay us $15 a month.
Right.
Oh, by the way, if you want to be competitive with them on top of that, then you need to buy these cars, and those cars cost $10 each. Or you can buy this combo pack for $20. And it's just like, dude, no. Okay, the gotcha is strong with this one.
And it's Nintendo out of all the companies.
Yeah, just let me. You know what? That's the one thing that I always hated about mobile games is the whole free thing to sucker you into it, give you a couple of levels, right? They give you a couple levels, get you in there, and then they throw that. Oh, by the way, if you want to continue playing and you want to be competitive, then you've got to pay more money. It's just, you know what? Charge something up front. Let me know I'm going to have to pay this much. That's why when everyone comes up to me and, oh, I don't understand. Why would you pay $15 a month for Elder Scrolls Online? Why would you pay $15 a month for World of Warcraft? Because that's it. I pay that subscription fee.
That's right.
And I get the full game. And
yes, they're selling
and
pets.
I enjoy it.
Yes, they're selling mounts, but you don't need those. Okay, those are just fancy things.
Right, and with ESO, it's the same thing that you can buy transmogs and mounts and little gifty things and decorations for your house because they do have instanced housing in there, but your friends can visit your room or your house if you've bought one. But there's no pay to win stuff. You can't like buy a really awesome sword or something that's going to make you better than everyone else or anything like that. You have to work for it still. And I love that. I just pay that money and I know that I'm getting the full game. I'm not having to worry about they're going to sneak something in there where it's like, oh, you want to do this raid? Oh, sorry, too bad. That's another $50.
Yeah.
Now I'll give you that. Yeah, it is weird to pay that $15 a month and still have to pay for an expansion on top of that. I've always wondered why they do it that way. Oh, well, we know why they do it, but that does seem kind of like, I don't know, man. It should be one or the other. You either buy the expansions or you pay a monthly fee, which is that's the way that Elder Scrolls works. If you want to have full access to everything, you can just pay the subscription fee. But if you don't want to pay a monthly subscription, but you still want access to that new content, you just buy that DLC, and you're good.
Yeah.
You can do
But
it either way.
all you fans out there, our plan is to only do this about a 1 hour show. We don't always hold to exactly.
Right.
We also plan on doing a bunch of other stuff, like ours, like sharing reviews of free to play MMOs, or even just doing random topics, different things, right? And then not to mention which, maybe even stream or play a free to play MMO with the community, not necessarily on the same day, okay, as this, but we want to help out and share that, because after all, we are lovers of MMOs, and we want to share that love with everybody else who hasn't. Even though we are criticized for playing some stupid games, I guess, but
like a train
that's
game.
fine. I love the fact that I tell people
shots fired.
Yeah, well, I don't care. So
I'm kidding,
the
Dad.
biggest thing
Dad.
is that we as gamers, I have four kids who are gamers, and they don't play all the same games. Yes, my oldest plays MMOs and Hearthstone, and she's also played Overwatch in the past. She and her boyfriend, right, basically are playing retail right now. WoW. My son, who loves playing MMOs as well as other games, like Final Fantasy 14, WoW, and other things like, say, he's been playing Divinity Original Sin again with his friends. My third born, I saw the other day, she was playing The Sims 3. She and her husband, I were in her, and my son-in-law, my son-in-law's dad were playing Don't Starve together. And then my youngest, she and her husband are in the game industry, and they like playing different indie games, or just trading card games, or just whatever. That's what I love about the fact that the games are variety. You don't have to be in love with them. We are MMOers, but not everybody is an MMO player. You don't see a lot of them in our Discord, because a lot of people play, like Fortnite, PUBG, but there are out there. A lot of people now playing COD, Modern Warfare. They're also playing, what was it? More recently, they've been playing Eternal, the card game. People are playing Paladins, and it's just, there's a plethora of stuff out there. Anyways, but we want to share our love for MMOs. That's why we're going to do this show. Next show will be 2 weeks from now, because we have another break, because life isn't always perfect every week. And for everybody out there, we also welcome anybody. You wouldn't me. We welcome anybody to give us any feedback too. Was there anything else you guys wanted to chat about?
No, that's about it.
Yeah.
So this is our first one. We're gonna get everything, the technical stuff down and doing it better overall, and then we'll be a little more organized in our overall rambling thoughts at times. But yeah, we want to just talk about things. I love talking with these two guys, because they tell me things I don't know about. My time is restricted, so to speak. I mean, I spend time doing things for GMA, and so I can't always read what I need to read. I have a day job, or so they do too. Well, but anyways, so it's not like we have opportunities. But I love the fact that these guys know so much about MMOs. I'm learning from them. And the reason why I wanted this show, because I get to learn, just as long as you guys learn too. But we, yeah.
I think they should make a train MMO.
Yeah, wouldn't that be kind of cool? Train MMO. Well, what's funny is that at PAX, I saw it at PAX South, but also PAX West. There's a game called Everspace 2.
Oh, I'm looking forward to that game. It looks beautiful.
It is, and it's what's cool about this, to me, how they describe it is what it says here. It's a fast-paced single-player space shooter with deep exploration, tons of loot, and classic RPG elements. And I know it's obviously it's not an MMO, okay, but the idea is that you're leveling, your character is your ship. You're doing quests and you're leveling up your ship, as if you're leveling up your druid, or you're leveling up your character. You're a Jedi, say Fallen Order. I would like to have been more of an MMO type thing, but okay, at least you got at least one stepping stone.
Just play Star Citizen.
And there's Star Citizen I've not put money into, and I'm still waiting for when they finally release it, ever.
Or just play EVE Online.
I tried EVE Online one time, and I know the level of what's it called, the learning curve is very steep. And also, I know that basically once you get out of the safe areas, man, PvP is vicious out there.
Yeah.
Well, they made a new mobile version of Eve called Eve Echoes.
Okay.
If you want to check that out, I mean that by default should be more casual friendly, right? If I'm not stereotyping, or if I am rather.
Yeah, I know. And I know that people
play
talk
on your
about that,
phone,
right?
then
Because
you're casual.
yeah, we casual, filthy casual.
Just
That's the
filthy.
thing. I mean, for those of us who've been playing long enough, we remember the fact that, like Sajazio says, some of those games where they're trying to be old school, where you have to find the quest. It's not just it's already on the map, or but you have the group. Because Archers of Camelot, you had the group,
Right.
and that makes it a lot longer grinding time. And people are like, I don't want to do that. I want to play faster. Well, that's the thing. What do you want to do? You want to level fast, or do you want to play? You enjoy a game? Both, really, but.
I mean, I enjoy both styles, but I do kind of miss that more social involvement with, making the journey through a game's content and being put in a situation where you've got to call on your friends and your family and everybody to come and help you out,
Yeah.
But it is kind of crazy though, because it's difficult nowadays. I mean, even with trying to set up a time for all three of us to be able to stream together, it's the same thing on World of Warcraft. When trying to find raid times or whatever, it's like everybody's got their own times to do everything, and sometimes it just doesn't seem to add up. It doesn't sync together well. Mobile games are worse than Bethel Church. I don't. Oh, that's a tough one. I don't know. Kind of think Bethel might be worse, but
you mentioned about the social. I mean, the Eternal Eclipse, guild on the Bleeding Hollow for WoW retail. I keep seeing them in general chat about doing these different raids together and playing together and trying different things. Even have a posting about raiding on a Thursday, I think it is, guild event on a Thursday.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, raid last night, raid night Thursday. I'm like, man, 7:00 Central Time. It's 5 p.m. Pacific, right? And then it runs through into we have GMA Bible study on Thursday nights. Oh well, but I'm glad people are doing it. That's the thing about about the WoW and MMOs is the social aspect of it. That's why I raised with his friends guild 8:45 Pacific time.
Oh, that's what I was wondering, because I noticed you were still in there after the other guys and EE had already left the raid, and I was like, well, wait, what's going on? I thought all of you were together, but yeah, I don't know. I'm looking forward to what our guild's going to be doing in World of Warcraft, but man, I don't know. We'll see what happens. Happens.
So should I not get into Shadowlands and just let my memories of pre Wrath of the Lich King just be content with those?
I mean, if you're, I would say that Shadowlands should be better. Just because there is, I know it's not a sure thing, but it does seem like a sure thing at this point. It does feel like every other. It's just like Windows operating system. It seems like every other one is great and every other one's trash. And it's kind of been the same way with World of Warcraft. Every other expansion's been at the very least good, if not great. And the other odd ones out have been at the very worst really bad, really horribly executed. or at the best, just C average. I would say the thing that really keeps me coming back to World of Warcraft really is that although I do have friends that play other MMOs, I don't have as many friends that play those other MMOs, and it's usually like just one or two people. Kind of a situation. With World of Warcraft, I've got dozens of friends on there that play, and so the social aspect of it really does help. And then the fact that they do have a lot of catch-up mechanics and whatnot for people that have been gone a long time, and they've got heirloom gear that gives you that bonus to leveling up, and you do normally when you purchase an expansion, get that max level boost with it, that you can find something you want to play and boost it up, catch it up to the rest of us, and be able to play. If you were going to play it, I would say to hop on board, right at the very start of the expansion. Don't wait until everybody's like already geared and leveled up, and now you've got to play catch up with it, because that sucks, man.
Right. I was thinking of doing that, but if I do, I'll let you know. And I don't even. I think I should probably just make a new account. It's been like 6 years since I logged into that account. It's probably been hacked, so probably not gonna have it anymore.
He doesn't even play with me. I just played with you the other day.
I always say that people will give it a shot, but because I know right now it's free to play up to level 20, I think it is, but
there is that you can play to level 20, but I mean, that's not really where the fun of the game's at.
I know. You're right.
I hate really even mentioning that you can do that, because you can get level 20 in, well, if you're me, you can do that in an hour, but in a couple of hours, and it doesn't really show you the game. Like you don't really get a good sense of what the game is about at that point. I think that's more of a Jedi mind trick mobile phone kind of thing. Just show you just enough of it to where you're like, but I want to see more. Well, I guess I'll pay the $15.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, the interesting is that Gutfuzz has been poking me about leveling up, right? And I didn't realize about heirlooms until you showed me the heirlooms, and then I started buying some heirlooms. Then I went to an account I had a 118 level character that had 10,000 gold on him. So I bought some more heirlooms. So my character now my pally is all heirloomed up pretty much, and so now I can get back on. I know I took a week off because I went to my vacation to Austin and then PAX South in San Antonio. I'm not a sad boomer, okay? But I'm not kind of back. I got to get back in the swing of things. I've been getting to my chores around here.
Fuzz, he wasn't the only one in our guild that didn't know about heirlooms. There's been 3 other people who didn't know about heirlooms. So it wasn't just him, because I mentioned them in guild chat one day, and they were like, what heirlooms?
I've been out of the game for a while. I mean, I stopped playing. I played Cataclysm, and I didn't play Legion. I got back to but there's something else in between. There's another one there I missed. Warlords I didn't do. And so I've been gone for a while, man.
Colby.
Wait, there's heirlooms, yeah. So I mean, that's the thing about it's pretty easy to level. So my son, even though he doesn't have a job, he leveled up his character like 107 now. He's just kind of going up. I don't think he's doing any heirlooms right now, but still, he's enjoying the content and trying to get ready. I figure I had that button to push if I wanted to. Check my pally all the way to 120, so I could do it if I wanted to, but I'm waiting.
Yeah, my eye level's only 132, I think, right now. So, or 132, 432. Sorry. Wow. Yeah, I actually made a character 2 level with Kenneth, and then he never got on again. So it's like, it's another Calvinist thing. Calvinists did that too. Calvinist hopped on there, and I made a character to level with him, and then he like, I'm gonna go do something else.
Yeah, but
He did that to
told
you
everybody what
too?
I was going to do.
He did that to you too. I was
Yes.
totally gonna play Unchained with him, and he's like, "Oh, I got a refund." Like what?
Yeah, I know. I kept asking him. I joined SWOTOR with him, Jono streams, to play that, and then of course Jono kept playing it, but now he's doing a lot of World of Warcraft, and then so Jazio, sorry, not Jazio, Calvinist went and played the other game. He jumps around. He's kind of like me a little bit. He jumps around game to game to game, so I get that, but it's like I'm trying to
join my server, Ken. I still play it
on SWOTOR.
Yeah,
but I haven't. I unsubbed. I wonder what my dog.
Yeah, I was gonna say the only game that you and I were playing that I kind of said, was that Outlaws of the Old West.
Oh, right.
Yeah, because it's a fun game, but I'd rather play WoW.
Well, SWOTOR is fun. I just the graphics always get to me sometimes. That's the main thing that bothers me.
The graphics suck, but because like it's very nostalgic at this point for me. It's just like that style. You just played it with that style, and now it's like even though the graphics terrible, it's like it wouldn't be SWOTOR if it wasn't that graphics. It's like playing. It's like playing classic. It's like the graphics suck, but it's just you like playing it because of the nostalgia. Anyways.
Yeah, that's
true.
Sorry. So a guy in my stream was asking the question. It says, if you name your pets, do your pets name you?
I like Bloody Boy. That guy's hilarious.
Oh, him. Yeah, he was saying Solomon's laughing. Go, isn't that a good thing?
Yeah, I didn't forget, but they were when Shadowlands comes out, they're doing the level squish.
Yeah,
down to 60, and it's supposed to be incredibly faster to level. You won't even need a boost.
What? They're going the casual route? Oh man, even World of Warcraft is succumbing to filthy casuals. What the hell, man?
Well, I mean, the thing is, there's still lots to do for people who aren't casuals. Right. You're still going to have your Mythic Plus stuff to do, and there's still a lot of grinding to do if you really want to do the in-game content. But if you want to be super like casual and play once or twice a week and just do LFRs and you're fine with that, then you can do that too. But
I still, it's like having that mechanic there. I feel like there's still going to be a point where the developers are going to go towards the route of least resistance and just make that like the norm, the status quo, or and it's just like it just bleeds into all of their aspects into the game. Or at least that's what it feels like happens with a lot of MMOs, especially when we used to play in the hardcore days.
Yeah. I mean, that's a good point.
They're bringing back class identity. Yeah, that's what they are saying. I mean, I actually thought they were going to do that with this patch, but I guess not.
The biggest thing that always bothers me every time, especially when they announced a BFA, now you can max to level 120. I'm like, oh my gosh, my druid was like level 90 when I left playing the game, and I'm like, oh my goodness, the grind to get up there, like crap, man.
Yeah, so I meant something.
The level squish will be cool because it kind of gets you back to where it was before, like a reset a little bit. Yeah, it's a grind. I don't mind grinds. Don't get me wrong. I'm a grinder.
I don't think levels should go beyond 100. Personally, I think that should be the end. And if you want to do, for lack of anything better to call them, like an alternative leveling system, where you have kind of like talent points or whatever that you put into alternate attributes or whatever, that's what you soak that kind of leveling into. Because it just, for me, when I have tried to get other people who have never played World of Warcraft to come try it out, that is one of the main things that they saw and that scared them from the game. 120 levels. Oh, no, I'm not even. That's too much. I don't want to. That really scares them off. I think that at 60 levels is going to be a lot more tempting. I know it's just numbers, but it's the same reason why places don't say that something's $5. They say it's $4.99 or $10. They say it's $9.99
Right.
because our brains are just set up that way to think that
Yep.
that's cheaper when it's only a penny cheaper. I mean, it's still technically a penny. Penny saved is a penny earned. As my
Right.
grandfather used to tell me.
I mean, Kobe's right. Okay, and the thing is, though, is that to me, if I said 120, it may, if you say if you squish it to 60, and it may be no different, basically, it depends on how you level up or not, than 120, but it sounds better. I only gotta get to 60.
Sounds better.
120 is like, oh my gosh, I'm level 40. I have a long way to go. And sometimes a game like WoW, if they want to keep their legs on and moving for the future, another marathon for the next 10 years or 15 years, they're going to have to do this. Because can you imagine getting into the game like in 10 years from now? It's like, yo, expansion, whatever it is. And now you can max your level is boost up to 200. And you'll be like,
I think they'll probably be a World of Warcraft 2 at that point.
Well,
yeah.
What I'm really scared about with this level squish is more that they're claiming that it's not going to mess up people who like to go do transmog and mount runs and whatnot and go do old content, that you'll still have the same amount of power and survivability as you do right now. And I foresee that not being the case. That when they did the stat squish at the beginning of BFA, things were messed up for a couple of months. And I kind of think this level squish is going to be the same way. Like right now, you can go and solo the content from Legion pretty easily. And I don't think that's going to be the case. I don't think you're going to be able to go in and like do heroic or mythic solo. When Shadowlands is released, you're not going to be able to go and do that BFA content the same way that you could at the beginning of BFA for Legion. I wish that I could have more faith in their testing process before they do it, but I don't. I just don't, man. I do admire what they're trying to do with it, and I do think it will work with in people's minds who haven't played the game or haven't played the game in a long time, like Solomon.
Yep.
That I think 60 sounds a heck of a lot better than 130.
Right.
Well, it's all relative, because like there's games where you have level 300, but you could get there in like a week. You know what I mean?
It's true.
Yeah, true. But yeah, it's mental. Well, to also look about, to me, I compare some respects to Final Fantasy 14, and every time they expansion, there are new classes, but then the new levels, and I hadn't finished the first ones yet, and now I got to go to the next step, and I'm like, oh my gosh, it's like it just feels so like I'll never get there.
Well, and another part of it that I think they are fixing, and I do like the way they're doing it, is the first 10 levels are kind of in your own starting area, and then after that you get to pick which storyline that you want to play through.
That's interesting.
Yeah, I really love that idea. That, okay, you know what, I like Wrath of the Lich King, I'm going to go play through the Wrath of the Lich King era content from up till 10 to 50, and then 50 to 60 you play in Shadowlands. Or if you want to do the Burning Crusade stuff, that was pretty fun too. Or if you really want to torture yourself and do Warlords of Draenor or or BFA, why would you want to do that? I don't know, but maybe for the rep or whatever, because you haven't unlocked that yet. But I do like that, and I do think it will make for a better. They do that already, not the way that they're going to be doing it. So, yeah, yes, sort of. They sort of are doing it that way right now. Because you do get you go to the war board, and you get to like choose out of 2, I believe it is, in between. For 10 levels of space, they give you a choice between the 2 different areas. But this is going to be completely different because you're actually going to be able to get through all of the content, supposedly. So if you choose Pandaria, Mists of Pandaria era, you're going to get to go through all of the zones by the time you're 50. Supposedly, that's the way it will work out. So you're going to get the whole storyline. It's not going to be disjointed, and you're not going to be confused where you're supposed to be going and doing what or whatever, or confused about the storyline, especially for people that care about lore and the storyline of that expansion. The way it is right now, you basically play through one zone, and then it's on to the next expansion. You don't get to go through all of the zones and do all of that content. So it's just like throwing the beginnings of each of the expansions is what you're getting, but you're not getting the full story. And it's just really disjointed, and it's really game breaking, honestly, for people that love the RPG element of the MMO, which is, for me, what I enjoy. I love the RPG. I love the lore of the game, even though they've done a lot of going back and changing some of the storylines, especially with the Chronicles books I bought. I was like, wait a minute, that's not what it was in the game. But I enjoy going through the whole, I was going to say scenario, but the whole expansion content, as opposed to just doing the one zone or maybe 1.5 zones for some of them while I was leveling. Of course, now I level with full heirlooms, and occasionally with some kind of leveling buff potion that you get buy from your garrison or whatever from Warlords content. So my leveling is expedited quite a bit, so that for a person that doesn't have all that, perhaps they get a second zone in or whatever, but they're definitely not doing the full experience. So I think this is going to work better.
Yeah, I agree with that. I mean, that's the thing that gets me. I said, when I think about this versus Final Fantasy 14, where literally you have to go look for group to finish up different dungeons just to finish the actual storyline to get to the next zone, the next expansion. And it's like the fact that they're going to make this so you can choose which one you want to choose out. That's great. You don't have to be forced in one pathway.
There's a level potion in Zoldazar? Actually, I didn't know that.
Really, I didn't know either.
With horde badges. Oh, okay. I will look that up tonight. Thank you.
So,
I actually did not know that.
It'll be pretty easy for Solomon to get back in and level up.
Well, and he'll have us. I mean, we'll obviously be playing with them. So.
Oh, you guys will be my MMO senpais?
Yes.
Well, like I said, except you'll treat him better than I do. Like I said, he makes a character, then I vanish.
Well, I'm actually looking forward to it. If you're gonna play MMOs, WoW is like the quintessential MMO you should play, right? Yep. So,
I mean, the other game MMOs are good. There are things that I like from each of them. Like I said, Elder Scrolls Online is my second favorite, and it's pretty close. I mean, it's not like I love WoW and everything else is like a mile away kind of thing. Because Elder Scrolls they do a lot of things right, and they do a lot of things that I wish that World of Warcraft would look at and steal from them. Guild Wars 2, I've always had a love in my heart for that game as well. It's in some ways not aged well, but they've done a pretty good job with it, especially after they had all the financial troubles. They've kept going cut back their team quite a bit, but I don't know. There's just the thing about Guild Wars 2 that I enjoyed, that I wish World of Warcraft would do a little bit more, was that you kind of would go around and you would have these little events that would pop up, and you didn't necessarily need to group with people to get experience or completion of that event. You just, as long as you were helping out with it, healing people or tanking it or DPSing or collecting the items or whatever it is. And they were just randomized, and I loved that. And it was throughout the day. It wasn't a randomized, weekly thing or even daily. It was like randomized, hour by hour. And there was always something new and exciting to discover and to find, and I really loved that. Speaking of
I was thinking about, you mentioned all these different things in all the games I've played over the years. I mean, I like Elder Scrolls Online. I haven't played it for a while, and I was thinking about the fact that I played Rift. I liked Rift when it first came out. I enjoyed Rift and the way they did things, but it kind of came a little more mundane. But I think the main reason why I jumped around in games isn't because of the game, because I jumped around because my friends and family stopped playing it. SWTOR was great. Okay, we went from WoW to SWTOR. People started playing it, and then he dropped out. I was playing Rift with my son.
So did everybody else.
My son got bored of Rift. Okay, my son and I started playing LoTOR. It was kind of fun too. And then he is the kind of like the shiny. He goes somewhere else. That's why him playing Final Fantasy 14 is great. It's just all the different games. The social aspect of it is why I do it. It's the reason why I'm a Horde player right now, because you guys are all on Horde. I enjoy doing these games. I enjoy SWTOR, but my friends left.
Wait, I'm not your friend?
Oh,
I meant back in the day. Sorry, when it first came out. It wasn't now. Okay, sorry.
It did seem like there was a resurgence of people playing it this past year. But
there actually is. I've noticed that, and that caught me completely off guard. I've been noticing more people in the hubs. I'm like, is this the same sort of that I've been playing since beta?
Star Wars movie came out, right?
That is true. But even more so last year, December last year, than any other holiday year before that. Don't know why.
Well, I was kind of looking forward to, there's that guy on YouTube that does Death of a Game. I was expecting to see a SWTOR on there. And,
isn't there?
No. Is there? Has he done
I'm pretty
one?
sure there is.
He did the Camelot one, DOAC one that was really good. Did one for Rift, but I actually didn't look to see he did a SWTOR one, because it's not dead game, right?
I'm pretty sure he did a SWTOR one. I'm almost 100% on that.
Well, I need to go check his channel.
Caused everyone to join? I don't think so, dude.
Maybe that is
Really?
the one variable that the previous Star Wars movies didn't have, was a Netflix special.
Well,
because I've noticed the influx of new players. I was like, people joke around how SWTOR is a dead game, but then I log in back in Christmas. I'm like, man, where are these people coming from? This isn't normal.
Oh. He did do a Death of a Game, Star Wars: The Old Republic.
Yeah, see?
2 years ago.
Okay. Oh.
2 years ago.
Well, it was dead back then.
Well, some might argue it still is, but...
He's got one 2 years ago for ArcAge.
Dude, I loved Mandalorian way better than the movies. Way better.
I gotta go watch this. It's been a while since I've seen his Death of a Game. I'd love to say that. My son pointed me to this guy, and I'm like,
DBD is a dead game?
You guys still hear me, right?
Yeah.
Okay, sorry. I spilled whiskey all over my keyboard.
Oh. So I went to Wikipedia, a list of all the MMORPGs.
Oh, no.
I'm not sure why, but they have here in 95, Meridian 59.
That's the one I played, yeah.
It's the first one ever? That's not a MUD, is it?
Yes, it's a MUD.
Okay, so they list it here as a MMORPG. Okay.
I mean, technically, it was the first.
I thought Ultima Online was one of the first real.
No,
That's where Richard Garriott coined the term. Yeah, the term was
EverQuest was
coined.
the first marketed three-dimensional graphics or graphical MMORPG. Ultimate Online, I believe, came out later that same year.
97. What's the one you mentioned?
EverQuest.
EverQuest came in 99, 2 years later.
Yeah, but Ultima wasn't. It didn't utilize the. It was. Well, it wasn't
It says
mud.
here it came out in
It was.
97. Could be wrong.
Wait,
Hold on.
WoW wasn't the first MMO?
No.
Sorry,
I
I had
know
a
a lot
meme.
of people think that, but no.
I had a meme.
Hold on. Let me.
Look at this list, right? I'm thinking there's EverQuest and there's Anarchy Online. Darkest Camelot came out in 2001. Did that one. RuneScape, Ashen Empires, Asheron's Call 2, and we're playing that a little bit. Earth and Beyond, kind of. Final Fantasy 11, I did a little try of that, but
Guild Wars 1, come on.
Eve came out in 2003. Guild Wars 1 is listed.
Actually, Guild Wars 1 wasn't really an MMO to be, in hindsight. Because it didn't really have a persistent world. Like, the persistent world was only the hubs, and if anything, it would fit more closer to like an action RPG.
It
not
came
an action
out in
RPG.
2005.
Guild Wars 1?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
wouldn't classify that as an MMO though.
Same year as the Matrix Online, which didn't really do anything.
Oh, Matrix!
Oh,
wow,
that was awful.
I mean, look at these games here. Perfect World,
Matrix Online was awful.
Uncharted Waters, Ace Online, Dark and Light, Dungeons and Dragons Online is still around. Hero Online, Wonder King Online, Worm Online, that's still around.
Heard of any of those?
Granada Espadada, I remember that one, but didn't do any well. There, Lotor, Mist Online. I remember Pirates of the Caribbean Online. That died pretty fast too. Like 6 years.
Mist Online, like the same Mist, like the puzzle solving game.
Yeah, apparently is this a dead list too?
Holy crap, that's insane.
Some of these are dead, but other ones are still alive. This is not correct or not. Anyways, I just look at all these games. I probably played a third of them, I think. Firefall. Oh my goodness, remember that. WildStar. Video.
That had a lot of potential.
Defiance.
Yeah, it did. I loved that game, man.
Oh, Defiance, dude! I even bought the collector's edition of that came with the messenger bag.
Yeah.
Still happy to. Biggest regret.
And Defiance 2 was just the same thing. I played Defiance 2 in the beta. I'm running through the brand new this new world. Like, it's the same quest, okay?
Well, maybe they had to do a part 2 because the first one was supposed to be made in congruency with the TV show. The TV show.
I watched the show.
And everyone was like, okay, well, what are we going to do if there's no TV show anymore?
Rift is 2011. SWTOR 2011. Anyway,
2011. Wow.
Making a new Matrix movie. Yeah, I saw that.
Yep.
Really? Can't they just leave it alone?
Just leave Keanu Reeves is coming back. I'm like, dude, he died.
Well, there's always a way.
She's supposed to be like symbolically. He was supposed to be like the Christ figure at the end of that scene.
Right.
So maybe.
Well, I mean, they even named his girlfriend Trinity, so it's like.
Right. So maybe he gets resurrected or something. I don't know.
I don't know.
Wait, what about Shroud of the Avatar? Ken, is that in there?
Shroud. Let me check. It should be because I know that
that's a newer
Richard
game.
Garriott was part of that, and now things are issued. They sold it, and 2018. Successor of the spiritual successor of the Ultima series.
Oh, Mr.
Buy to
British.
play.
How much?
Well, that's the thing with that game is that Richard Garriott was part of that, and he finally got kicked out. People are now questioning, wait a minute, if the guy who did that is now gone, I bought into this game because that guy is like, I don't know.
I really like Tabula Rasa. I know he's not known for that game, but I still have very fond memories of that game.
I wanted to play that game, but it didn't. 2007. I remember wanting to play that, but I don't think I ever played it.
It was good. It was good because like at the did you say 2007?
For what? Tabula Rasa?
Tabula Rasa, yeah.
Yeah, it was just here. Yeah,
Because like all the MMOs during that time were fantasy MMOs, and that was like one of the few sci-fi MMOs that were being made in the market. I'm like, this is it, you know. It's like this is what I'm gonna play now because I'm so sick of these fantasy. I mean, I still am sick of these fantasy MMOs,
Right.
but again, as MMO players, it's just like it's slim picking, so you don't have much of a choice.
I mean, there was Anarchy Online in 2001.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
2013, 12 and 13 are pretty big years, okay? 12 had Blade and Soul, Dragon Quest X, Drakensang Online, Guild Wars 2, Phantasy Star Online 2, Pirate 101, Ragnarok Online 2, Salem, Secret World, Wakfu, and then 2013 had Age of Wulin, Arcade, Darkfall, Unholy Wars, Defiance, Dragon's Prophet, Echo of Soul, Final Fantasy 14, Marvel Heroes, Neverwinter, Trove, Wizardy Online. Jeez.
Some might say those are the golden ages.
2011, Battlestar Galactica Online, DC Universe Online, Emperor Iron State, Fragoria, Ilrad, Still Space Heroes, Mythos, Realm of the Mad God, Rift, Rusty Hearts, Star Wars Old Republic, Terra Rising, and Zyson. XSYON.
What about Hellgate London? Anyone remember that one?
Oh, I remember that.
London?
Yeah.
London.
And what a disaster! I mean,
Not showing
I
up.
still have
So
fond
buggy,
memories,
dude.
but yeah, I mean, they tried doing an online version and a single player version, and everybody's just like, you know, and they tried to do a monthly sub, but it was like $11, and they're like, hey, we're different from all these other online MMOs, but like even the $11 is even worth it.
It was so buggy.
Colby's right.
I barely got to play it.
Yeah,
the same date for the Wick movie and the Matrix movie, and the same company is releasing it. It's like someone didn't do that very well, I thought. But
Keanu Reeves is like on fire right now.
yeah, he's going to be in the Cyberpunk, which has been delayed.
Yeah, I saw that.
you know what's really funny about that story? I think I read that Square Enix delayed Final Fantasy VII Remake because they didn't want to compete against Cyberpunk, and then 2 days later, CD Projekt Red said they're going to delay their game, and so Square Enix is probably like, "Dang it, why we should have waited a few more days before we delayed our game."
Yeah,
you love Keanu Reeves. Yeah, I like Keanu. He's cool, and he's a cool dude too.
It's going on 2 hours here. I gotta call it a night and whatnot.
Yeah,
nope, fine. We're into the post show anyway. Okay, so this is what you guys who are watching this, you don't need to listen to the behind stuff. So I wrote down some notes, right? The idea, the little more a formatting idea for our show, right? The intro. If we do one big MMO piece of news, it's in the document. Okay, you can modify it. One big MMO news, two small MMO news. Maybe review an FT, a free to play MMO, and then my question like next week, 2 weeks from now, would be, what do you want from an MMO? Like a popcorn question about that. So.
Well, I have really been making my MMO news videos, and I will start doing that starting tomorrow. So, I mean, usually, you know, when I'm up to speed with everything, it's I'm usually more proactive in our conversation. So I do apologize for that, but
no, I want this to be just a free flow of discussion, right? But I think having a little bit of structure, at least as we can then have a focus point.
Fair enough.
That's it. You know, I want it to be a free, like this today was a good free flow, but I think just having a little bit of structure is not a big deal.
Mm-hmm. Fair enough.
All right. Yeah, it's been fun.
Sorry, real quick to my chat. No news, or so no show next week, but the week after that, right? So.
Yep, 2 weeks. The next show, the February 14th.
So wait, what we're calling this min-max? Can we call it a
working title? But it works.
I just call it show.
Show?
Huh? Just call it show.
The min-max show.
Because I wanted to kind of call it the podcast on my YouTube channel, but I mean, if
that's fine.
Is that okay?
Yeah.
Okay, you want to call it?
So, just the min-max podcast.
Okay, well that's fine.
Yeah.
We can call it the min-max podcast. We only call it, you know.
Can we call it
someone was asking me in chat, what does that mean? You know, like, yeah.
Wait, hang on.
Well, anybody that's tuning in for MMO content is going to know what that means.
podcast. We'll call it a podcast.
Right, exactly.
Yep.
Wait, what was the name? Oh yeah, the YYBM MMOSS. Remember that?
Oh. I saw. Are you serious?
Here, I'll bring it up on chat. Here's our chat, guys. The Yum Yum Breakfast MMO Club Sandwich Show, or YYBMMOSS for short.
Yeah.
Making me
Well, it might
hungry.
be the Yum Yum. Was it that YouTube channel Yum Yum F, like you mess with my family, I mess with your family type of thing. I think it was Asian, American Asian YouTube channel. Yum Yum. Yeah. Yeah, ways, yeah. You mess with my family, I mess with your family.
I appreciate you guys, and yeah, I'll see you guys in 2 weeks then.
All right.
Sounds good.